Three major U.S. airlines are feeling the turbulence of President Trump's tariffs. American Airlines, just the latest to pull its profit forecast for the year, following Delta and Southwest. All three airlines say the economic outlook is just too uncertain to provide full-year forecasts just yet. That uncertainty stems from the escalating trade war, causing consumers to really tighten their belts, right, in fear of a looming recession. Joining me now is national travel reporter Dayvee Sutton. Dayvee, welcome to the show. Thanks so much.
Hi, Markie. Hi.
These tariffs, they've really spooked the travel industry. I mean, also to the point where these airlines have trimmed their flight schedules. How big of a deal is this?
Yeah, you know, when airlines cut capacity, it's not always just about economics. It's a signal that consumer demand is softening in key markets. It's all about supply and demand, and fewer flights actually mean higher prices and less flexibility for travelers, especially on international routes. So summer travelers could see limited options, rising fares in certain regions as well.
Yeah, so really it sounds like a double whammy on the horizon here. And Americans, they're cutting the fat from their budget when it comes to extras. That always includes vacations. What's the climate right now? I mean, are there that many people actually canceling summer plans over this?
So what we're not seeing cancellations. We're seeing that people are waiting longer to book than in the past. It's not like we've seen some of the headlines that international travelers might be pulling back from visiting the U.S. American travelers are also second guessing their trips abroad. So booking platforms have noted that there is a softening in demand for certain European routes in particular for in the summer compared to last year. And then, of course, with tariffs and political disputes, people are just kind of thinking, how will I be received as an American abroad?
Yeah, I know the chief economist for J.P. Morgan coming out with that very sentiment, that this anti-American sentiment from international travelers right now with all the headlines going on, the international visitors to the U.S. are running about 5% lower than last year. Does that track with your reporting, Dayvee? And how does that impact our tourism economy?
Yeah, it really does. And I actually made a post a couple days ago that Brand USA, the USA's tourism board, is likely concerned. They haven't publicly said anything. But yeah, I think this is a trend that we're seeing because we're seeing individual stories pop up. But even people that I've talked to, in particular with Canadians, they have retracted some of their travel to the U.S. And again, Americans themselves have also told me that they're hesitant to how they might be received abroad as well.
Yeah, we saw that coming from J.P. Morgan and thought, okay, got to ask Dayvee about that. When we talk about airlines cutting their flights from schedule, Southwest has done it. You got American Airlines CEO Robert Isom saying, quote, I don't want to pay any more for aircraft. It doesn't make sense, end quote there. When you and I talk about passengers being the ones to bear the brunt of this, any insights on your end as to how much more we might be paying for airfare?
Yeah, I think airlines they're going to face revenue pressures, and those are with those ancillary fees like baggage and seat selection. So we expect it actually to continue to rise. Overall, the true cost of travel is higher than ever. I actually talked about this last year as well, that what we thought about the budget that you had, let's say for an individual to travel for like a $2,500 for like a week-long vacation before the pandemic has already changed. So now with these economic conditions, we expect that travel altogether is going to cost even more.
Yeah. And families everywhere bracing for impact, and every dollar counts. Dayvee Sutton, thank you so much. Really appreciate your time on this Friday morning.
All right. Thanks, Markie.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.